It's 2025 and houses are sitting on the market. So what am I going to do as your listing agent to make sure we don't end up in that camp? Well, there are some strategies and tactics that I can use when we're marketing your home. We've talked about in other videos, it's really important to make a smart pricing decision up front. And we want to use that high quality marketing that involves digital photography, drone photography, when needed, videos. We're going to do social media, the TikToks, the Instagrams. We're going to have a listing video on YouTube. So let's assume we've covered all those bases. And we're now on the market and we've been sitting out there maybe a few weeks, and you don't want to be like your neighbors across the street that have been sitting there for 5 months. Because when you talk to them, they're miserable. They have to vacate the house for showings. It's going on for a long period of time. They're not meeting their expectations on their price. It's just not a lot of fun. And I don't want you to be an unhappy camper. So what can I do to help influence this? Well, there's some things I can do in the marketing and pricing with your home that sort of juice the system, if you will, tweak the system. And I'm going to share those with you to see how we can avoid you sitting out there. I'd love for you to have that contract in the first 30, maybe 45 days in this market. That's a win. So how do I go about doing this? How do I juice the market? Well, there's a lot of little tactical things. First of all, we have to think about the 800-pound gorilla. That's Zillow. That's where the bulk of the people go to find real estate. Not everyone, but a lot of them. So we need to look at their platform. There's a couple things I'm going to do. I'm going to look at their number of views on Zillow to see what your activity is. And more importantly, I'm going to look at your percentage of saves. That means someone was very interested in your property. They bookmarked it. They saved it. If the ratio is 10% or better, then we're tracking in the right direction. Now, what we'll find is when you first go on the market, there's going to be a peak of views, but it's going to just dwindle down over time. That's kind of logical, natural. But I can do some things to juice that a little bit as well. I can tweak the price a little bit. We don't have to do a lot, but let's make a price adjustment here and there. And what you'll see is those views spike back up. And then we can do other events like an open house. I notice when I put an open house, the views for that week prior generally double for the week. So if we do a staggered strategy of occasionally doing a small price change and mixing in some open houses, we're constantly tweaking the algorithm with Zillow. It's going ahead and taking your listing and putting it in front of more people and new people. And that way we're just essentially crying for attention all the time. Hey, in the real estate game, it's all about the cry for attention. A lot of times that's thought of as a bad thing, but in real estate, it's a great thing. We want people to see you. We want to reach out and raise our hands and say, look at me, look at me. And again, then you end up getting saved. And then when they save you, what I see is the showings start to follow. So those are some tactics we can use to do it. We can also do things like perhaps a broker open house. There's ways to get agents in from different brokerages. I like to coordinate that with other agents in a neighborhood. We might do a multi-broker open house. Perhaps there's a couple other listings that I can work with other agents to have like an open house with 3 or 4 listings in the neighborhood. And that way we're all promoting our open houses and it's bringing in a bigger group of people. So these are all things I'm going to do to make sure that you get the attention you need, that positive cry for attention. So the market rewards us with views. And so we're going to look at those things on Zillow. I even have a tool on ChatGPT where I can go ahead and put your listing in there with the data from Zillow on it. It will make recommendations what we should do for marketing. So what I'm getting at here is this is an active game. Your agent, myself, should be working with you actively to analyze and tweak and correct and adjust your marketing. It shouldn't be passive where you meet me on the listing appointment and then I disappear, I put a sign in the yard, and then you don't really hear from me again until the house goes under contract. I know from speaking with sellers over the years, that's very frustrating. You know you're on the market, but you're not really sure what's being done. I don't want to have that relationship. Communication is a big piece. And again, I'm going to juice the system. I'm going to work on the big platforms like Zillow to make sure you get maximum attention. Let's go for the cry for attention. If you like this information, put Zillow in the comments. If you have other videos you'd like to see, content on selling your home, make a recommendation in the comments. I'd love to see it, and maybe we can do a video about it. And in the meantime, if you would go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll get future content on selling your home smart in San Antonio. And thanks again.